Is it possible to use the article a before a vowel letter? And is it possible to use the other article an before a consonant letter? Hello and welcome to a new episode on your channel Pure English. I wanted to begin my video with that question because many people confuse this rule. People think, many English learners actually believe so, that the article a should be used before a word that begins with a consonant letter only. And they also think that we use the article an before nouns or words that begin with a vowel letter only. But as a matter of fact, this situation isn't about letters. It's about sounds rather than letters. And the rule of thumb here is that the article a is used before a consonant sound, regardless of the first letter in the word after the article. So, if the word after the article begins with a consonant sound, whether it begins with a vowel letter or a consonant letter, we should use the article a before it. And if it begins with a vowel sound, whether it starts with a consonant letter or a vowel letter, we should use the article an before it. Which means that deciding which article to use, a or an, depends on the first sound in the next word. If it's a vowel sound, we use an. And if it's a consonant sound, we use a. For example, a word like university. This word begins in a vowel letter, which is U, but it begins with a consonant sound, y. This is a consonant sound, university. So we don't say an university, that's wrong. We say a university. Also, a word like European. European begins with a vowel letter, which is E, but it begins with a consonant sound, Y, European. So you say a European person rather than an European person. On the other hand, you can find a word like honest. Well, honest begins with a consonant letter, which is H, but it begins with a vowel sound, O, honest. So because it begins with a vowel sound, we use an with it, although it begins with a consonant letter. So we say, for example, an honest man, an honest man. We also say an honorary degree, because the word honorary begins with the letter H, which is a consonant letter, but it begins with a vowel sound, O, honorary. And this begs the question, what are vowel sounds in English? Well, in English we have 3 vowel sounds, and these are the sounds that should be preceded by the article an. These 3 vowel sounds are a, e, o. So a word like apple, it begins with the vowel sound a, apple. So we say an apple because it begins with the vowel sound a. Another word like orange, orange, it begins with the vowel sound o, orange. So we say an orange. Another word like elephant, elephant, it begins with a vowel sound, so we put an before it rather than a. So these are the 3 vowel sounds in English. And this is the differentiator. If your word begins with any of these three sounds, use the article an before it. And if it begins with any other sound, it will be a consonant sound, which means that we should use a or the article a before it. Sometimes you have an acronym in your sentence. An acronym is an abbreviation which is made up of capital letters, and it's read as individual letters. Like when you say USA, this is an acronym because it consists of three capital letters, USA, and each letter represents a word. United States of America. Excuse me. So when you read an acronym, if it begins with a vowel sound, even if that vowel sound corresponds to a consonant letter, you must use an because it begins with a vowel sound. For example, you say an MP. An MP. MP is an acronym which stands for Member of Parliament. So M, this letter M, its name begins with a vowel sound, eh. So you say an MP, although the letter M itself is a consonant. An FBI agent. An FBI agent. We have the acronym FBI beginning with the sound eh, which is also a vowel sound, although the letter corresponding to it is the letter F, which is a consonant sound. But what we focus on here is the sound rather than the letter. So we say an FBI agent. Right. There's also an important point that I would like to highlight for you here, and that's the word one. Actually, the two articles a and an are used to talk about a singular countable noun. So you cannot use a and an with plural nouns, and you cannot use them with an uncountable noun. You must use them with a singular countable noun. And you can use the word one instead of them. So for example, you can say, we shall be in Australia for a year or for 1 year. Both are correct. You can say, please wait here for a minute, or please wait here for 1 minute. So using one is alternative to using the two articles a and an. But it's worth mentioning that using the number, which is 1, in sentences like the sentences I have just mentioned, gives more emphasis to the length talked about, to the quantity, to the weight, or to the amount being referred to. So the main point I was trying to make here is the fact that you can replace the indefinite articles a and an with one. Also, using one gives more emphasis than using a or an. So, for example, when you say, are you staying only one night? So this means that I'm stressing this point. Are you staying only for one single night? So using one is more emphatic than using a or an. Than using a, for example, and you say, are you staying only a night? Also, we use one rather than the two articles a and an in the pattern one person or thing and then the words other or another. Let me give you an example to highlight that. Close one eye and then the other. This is better than saying close an eye and then the other, because you used other. Bees carry pollen from one plant to another. So we're using another in this sentence, so it's better to say from one plant to another rather than saying from a plant to another. I think these were the main points I was planning to deliver to you today, and I hope today's lesson was useful to you on the score of how to employ a and an and how to use them correctly and effectively. So if you find my content appealing and if you benefited from that video, please subscribe to the channel. I want our community to grow more and more. Like the video and drop down any comments in the comment box. I would be more than glad to respond to your comments. And it's always a pleasure to see you, whether we are meeting on a live stream or in a recorded video like this. So I look forward to our next session together. And for now, enjoy the rest of your day and goodbye. Stay tuned for our next lessons.